Every business in the world has to do three things to survive. The first thing it has to do is make money. It has to make a profit, right? The second thing it has to do, in fact, for its entire existence, I assure you, it will obsess over, is differentiating itself. You can say that word for 30 some years and it never gets easier for me. Obsess over differentiating yourself from your competition. Your value must be known. It must be apparent. And number three, the business must generate organic growth, word of mouth endorsements. Businesses that spend too much time, energy, and resources attracting clients don't last long. That's just the way it goes. They don't last long. And businesses that do all this right, that make a living, that differentiate themselves and generate organic growth, what they all have in common is their clients talk about them, right? That's what all the best brands in the world have in common. People talk about them. They don't have to advertise. They're a idea. They're a whisper that people love to share. And when they do, they send new business in these doors. Okay, so this is what you need to do to become a brand, a business that all your clients talk about. Every business needs to make money. Every business needs to differentiate. If you listen to me and do what I'm about to tell you, you're going to kill two birds with one stone. No, you're not. You're going to kill three birds with one stone. You're going to make more money. You're going to separate yourself from your competitors and build some loyalty around your existing clients. And oh my goodness, you are going to generate so much word of mouth endorsement, it's going to freak you right out. Okay? Here's what you need to do. You need to understand the difference between service and experience. Service is about saving clients time, okay? Experience is about creating time well spent. And we will pay more for an experience than we will a service. Let me dig into this a little. Your client pays for value, obviously. But what's not so obvious to people is what value is. A business's value is two parts. It's the function of the business, what the hell the business does, plus, and most importantly, what the business does with your time. McDonald's, their function is feeding people. And the effect they have on people's time is they save you time. Businesses that perform a function, and McDonald's does a great job at living up to their mandate, at fulfilling their function. They do a great job at it. Businesses that perform a function and save people time always charge as little as they possibly can. Okay, this is why if you want to generate more revenue, you want to shift to this approach. The nicest restaurant in your city also feeds people, that's its function, but the effect they have on people's time is they create time well spent. They stage an experience around the delivery of food. Services are delivered, experiences are staged, okay? Intentionally. An experience is time well designed. I'm not interested in helping you save people time. That's not my jam. That's not what I do. That's not what I help. Those aren't the businesses I help. What I help you do is stage an experience to subsume the service of your business up into an experience that is that creates more value for your clients that they're happy to pay for. Okay, the experience around the service. An experience that makes people feel seen and understood, of course, makes them want to participate and ultimately belong, right? Isn't that the holy grail right there? You're a business that people buy into. You become a part of their identity. Think about the businesses that you love. The businesses that you love, I am willing to bet, do something, stage an experience that makes it time well spent for you. I'm willing to bet that you would concede that there are many other businesses in the city you live in that could fulfill the function of your favorite business. That they're not the only business in town that does what they do. It's that they're the only business in town that does it the way they do it, that delights you in such an inherently personal way. So let me tell you now how you can make a serious shift from services to experiences. I'm going to share just a few steps. Step 1, write out the entire client journey, okay? From the minute, I'm going to use the term sale, from the minute the sale begins, which could begin with a stranger calling your office with a problem to inquire about your services. It would then go into sort of entering into an agreement, confirming you can help them, understanding the problem, sending them an invoice, agreeing to show up at a certain time, etc. The next phase would be doing it, right? The engaging phase of the experience when you perform the function. The next phase is the exiting from the relationship. It's over. I fulfilled the duty, etc. We shake hands and I thank you. And the last phase of the experience would be extending, right? When the client leaves you a wonderful Yelp review and suggests that everybody jump in with both feet because all the stories are true. You are that absolutely amazing. Good for you. That's step 1. Write that out. What are the 5 phases of your experience and what happens in each phase? Second question. Ask yourself in each phase of all the things that we do, what do we do well? And how can we do each one of these 1% better? I'm going to introduce an idea to you that's going to make you feel really good. It's the idea of aggregated improvement. If I said to you, we're going to look at your client journey and we're going to find somewhere in there an opportunity to improve the effectiveness, the efficiency, the impact of your client journey arbitrarily by 10%. That would be a tall order, my friends. That's a tall order. Holy moly. But if I said, we're going to comb through this client journey and we're going to identify 10 little places that we can make a 1% improvement, I think we all agree, well, that would be easy, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? I'm going to find 10 little spots and just improve them by this much. When people come in, I'm going to serve them a cup of coffee and I'm going to get a better coffee maker and I'm going to stop using paper cups. That'd be way more than 1%, by the way, but I mean, just as an example of how easy it would be to identify 10 places. When somebody phones in with a problem, we're going to make sure that we say to every single person, every stranger who phones in, oh, that sounds terrible, and I'm going to make sure I find a way to help you today. If it's not us, I'm going to be able to help you find out who can. We absolutely have to get that water out of your basement. I mean, if we just agreed to say that to every client who called in that situation, that'd improve everything by 1%, right? It's not hard to identify these things. So the first question we ask is, how can we make it 1% better? The second question we ask is, along this entire client journey, what do my clients tolerate? What do they just wish it wasn't part of this experience? How can I eliminate it? And number 3, along this entire journey, where is there an opportunity for me to surprise my client? Okay? And just to do a little something for them that makes them think, oh, that's so nice. That's such a lovely surprise. What a lovely gesture. When we act with generosity, when we remind people, when we demonstrate to people that they're not just a transaction or a client to us, they're a person. We see you, we understand you, and we value you, and we want you to feel it. When we do that successfully, okay, we become a business that people buy into instead of buying from. We become a business that people feel they belong to. Belonging is way bigger than loyalty, but that's a video for another day. I want to help you make more money, differentiate yourself, and stimulate some mind-shattering organic growth And if you start by doing what I just told you to do, lay out that client journey, identify the opportunities to improve satisfaction and decrease sacrifice and work in a surprise, you're going to take a serious shift up the progression of economic value. This is the work I love to do. This is the information and the thinking I love to share. And I'm glad I had your attention today. And I hope that you follow along and find a lot of value here for you so you can make some meaningful, lasting change in your life and in your business. See you next time.